Not a surprise that Libs of TikTok is trying to paint her as a leftist. If you think feminism is kill all men, then yeah, you're going to misread everything that's happening. So she tweeted it and then deleted it. These guys have one speed, okay? Immediately blame the left. Immediately blame like what you consider to be the left, no matter what happens. The manifesto was the only document that says she was 15 before law enforcement corrected from 17 to 15, so I think it's likely the manifesto is real. Yeah, there are some reasons as to why I'm still presenting this person's investigation. And the reasons are because Slatsism's information, regardless of putting your own fucking watermark on a manifesto of a neo-Nazi, which is insane to do to begin with. But the reasons as to why I'm saying that this is most likely correct is because a lot of the information that has come out after, a lot of the information that has come out in mainstream media that was verified afterwards actually confirms some of the stuff that she had uncovered already. Police have now corrected the record live and confirmed the shooter was 15 as stated in the manifesto I posted here earlier. Previous mainstream media reports claiming the shooter was 17 were incorrect.
Shooter are dead. Ready?
Yes.
Right. 3 people, including the shooter, are dead. Identified the shooter for you. A teacher and a teenage student were pronounced dead at the scene. 6 other students and a teacher were injured and taken to area hospitals. 2 students remain in critical condition and have life-threatening injuries. A teacher and 3 students were treated for non-life-threatening injuries, and 2 of those have been released or discharged from the area hospital.
Mr. Gentleman, it's 2 students in critical condition, and then 4, including a teacher and 3 students with those non-life-threatening injuries.
Lucas from the station. How did this 15-year-old get a hold of this guy?
Why are they so quick to release a school shooter manifesto? They're not. The media is very protective over stuff like this, and oftentimes will refuse to release the manifesto of any shooter. But they especially are. They're not. Mainstream media usually won't release the manifesto. They'll basically point to it. If they have access to it, they'll point to it to ascribe motive, but it's not mainstream media that released the manifesto. It's some fucking random turf person who works for Redux Mag, which is like an anti-trans outlet, a turf outlet. They didn't release Luigi's manifesto. They only made inferences to it. Part of the reason why they don't release manifestos is because they don't want to urge copycats. They don't want to create copycats. How was Slatsism able to get a hold of this privilege info? I mean, she talks about it here. She dug deep and found the alleged boyfriend of the Wisconsin shooter, and he had gotten the full manifesto linked to him in a WhatsApp message. So he was able to send it to her. She didn't release it, just took snippets from it at their leisure. That's the other part of it as well. But yeah, there are 6 pages total according to Slatsism, and this is some of the screenshots. War against humanity, the creation of a disaster. Why is this so unfair? Hatred, something everyone has gotten in a sense. Some people think it's pure nothing, but because the hate they make, it ends up killing them without knowing it, which go right ahead. I don't mind, but kind of do at the same time. What the fuck? Okay. One thing that I immediately noticed when I was reading this was like the literacy rates are abysmal in this fucking country. Okay. I know that I joked about Luigi Mangione's manifesto having maybe too much brevity. She is 15 years old, so that probably is a part of it, but Jesus Christ. You think the parents will go to jail? Potentially. Idaho anarchists here, and you swayed me on gun control. I was already pro-gun control, but not very invested in it. That's probably the most you're going to sway anyone from Idaho. The human scum is color and the way people are raised. I've grown around people who do not care or give one single care in the world and smoke their lungs out with weed and drink as much as they can, like my own father. I've grown to hate people in society. It's truly not my fault, though it never was. But all of you in the world have done to me is pig and tease me. You've pushed me into a corner with no help whatsoever. Yeah, it almost reads like it's fucking. It almost reads like it was like written in a different language and then translated through like a shitty AI translate. Humanity is filth. I don't like filth, nor I want to live in it, nor should anyone else. I know it follows me and how it followed me, and I will follow everyone because of how the world is rumored. There were so many things I wanted to do as a kid, yet I can admit I was afraid of other kids and also even with my own parents, but I don't even trust them, and at the age as well, I never will. My parents are scum. There's nothing that will save me. It's like an angsty fucking teenager. Many people go through that phase in their lives. They don't end up on fucking pro-terror Telegram and also live in the United States of America so they can go out and get a gun or get their parents to get them a gun and then, shoot people with that gun. That's the problem. Okay? You can't fix all of these issues, but if you want to tackle at least some of the common denominators here, Any number of different things will. This is, as is the case of every other fucking school shooting, as is the case with every other mass shooting in general, virtually all gun violence has one singular common denominator, and that is absolutely the readily available nature of guns in the United States of America. I don't know, not everyone is abused this. Her parents seem extra bad. We don't know anything about her parents. I am not going to make inferences about her parents. I'm not going to make inferences about anything other than tangible things that I can verify and give. If the manifesto is the real manifesto, I think that the tangible things that you could verify are that, like, she definitely is. I mean, she's definitely fucked up in the head, but also ventured into online spaces that are incredibly fucking far. But I'm certain that if your 15-year-old has not only become a neo-Nazi, but like straight up is like in Terrorgram, a telegram specifically dedicated to like create white national race riot accelerationists, like race war accelerationists, then yeah, your parents pretty spectacular. The issue here is a lot of the angst and anger and resentment that she experiences is like fairly commonplace for a 15-year-old. What's not so common is how these 15-year-olds, and when they're even younger than 15, basically, find themselves in the throes of right-wing radicalization